Hey everyone, this is Chris, and you're listening to One Cross Radio, and this is another episode of Out and About. I am currently out with Luna. It is a lovely morning. It was fall-like conditions, but now it's getting back to summer. And that's it on the weather update. Thanks for checking in. And today's probably will be a shorter episode. Absolutely. I'm exhausted. I got back from vacation. I recently got to go with my wonderful in-laws and family to a cottage at Sauble Beach. It was a great time. I just didn't sleep well any of the nights, and my body's slowly catching up. And also, we went a decent amount of swimming, so while I wasn't getting my daily normal walks in, I was getting a lot of exercise. There was one day where the waves were insane, and it was just a lot of fun being in the water, but oh my gosh, was it exhausting. Anyways, today's episode, like I said, is a shorter one, but it's some quick thoughts on some of the news about DC movies. Before we get into it, I also want to say, unfortunately, out of nowhere, we just all recently heard about Chadwick Boseman's passing. For those who might not know, although I can't think of any of you wonderful listeners who wouldn't know, Chadwick was most well known for playing Black Panther. He passed away at 43 due to colon cancer, and it's weird. It's hard. Like it hit me in a way where I'm about to turn 33. So it's just like, oh wow, dude was only 10 years older than me, and it's just also sudden, and it's brought back some other stuff. So if you are the praying type, please keep his family in his prayers. It's my prayer that he knew the Lord and he is rejoicing with him now. But keep the family in your prayers. At times, thankfully I haven't seen this yet, but at times we so often distance ourselves from celebrities that people seem to forget, like, hey, these are actual people. So please keep his family in your prayers. So back to the main topic. Today's topic is just DC recently dropped, they had their Fandome event, and they dropped a bunch of trailers for some video games, for upcoming movies. Some were more hype pieces than movies, or than trailers. Looking at you, The Suicide Squad. And some trailers for the Snyder Cut. And it's an interesting time. It reminded me of my experience a lot with the DC film side of things, and then also just I guess comics in general, but mostly the DC side of things, where you get the announcements, you get the trailers, and there's that initial like, oh my gosh, yes, yeah, I'm excited, and then not necessarily, well, I guess reality, that starts to set in, and then you're like, oh wait, I've seen this before, or not necessarily I've seen this before, but I've been down this road. I get hyped, I get excited, and then I get to the movie, and it's disappointing. Because I think I'd say there's only been like 3 or 4 good DC movies. Maybe 2 great, and then 2 good, and then the rest are just mediocre to terrible. Or excessively disappointing. But I'm trying not to be negative about the stuff. It's just when I saw what was dropping was exciting. We got a new trailer for Wonder Woman 84, which looks very interesting. I'm curious how they're gonna say that Steve Trevor back, because we saw Steve die. There's been a lot of jokes about how Wonder Woman was essentially Captain America, the first Avenger, just in World War One. So I've seen some people joke that Steve is the DC Bucky, where we're going to find out his arm is metal and he was brainwashed somehow. Sorry, one sec. Just going to give Luna a little nibble. No, there you go, baby. So I'm curious to see how they explain that. But Pine was, for me, one of the best parts of the first Wonder Woman movie. That chemistry that he has with Gal Gadot. You can see it in spades in this trailer. So that being there already is excellent. But chemistry doth not make a good movie. I think of The Amazing Spider-Man 2, where you had Emma Stone and Andrew Garfield's amazing chemistry, but that movie is bad. Hopefully Wonder Woman 2 will, or I should say Wonder Woman 1984, will be really solid. It looks like it will be, but trailers can be deceiving. That's not to cast a shade or anything on the movie. I've got nothing but good hopes for it. The first one was really solid. Really, really good, except for the third act. The second movie has primarily the same people behind the scenes involved, so there's no reason to expect it to be bad. I've seen some people write it off where it's just kind of like, why though? The first one was solid. But there's always at times this aversion to the sequel, especially if you had a solid first outing. Because then it's almost like, why bother? You're going to tarnish it. Which, to me, as long as it's still good, I'm going to check it out. And I'm going to check this one out. Kristen Wiig looks solid as Cheetah. I kind of like that it looks like she's not getting the outfit till the third act, which is fair and a good way to go. Yeah, I don't have much else to say. It looks solid, and I'm excited for it. Sorry, one second, Luna. All right, let's go, baby. All right. So the other things that dropped from it, I guess this one I'll talk about, and it's going to be a little bit of a rant. Not so much on the movie itself. I guess on some attitudes towards it. But then also just the song choice. For me, this is where marketing is very important. Music choice is incredibly important for a film or a trailer. It can set a tone. It can give you an idea of what it's going to be. Like I think of the original Deadpool teaser. It was really solid. It showed you how zany it was going to be. But then the trailer came out, and it used DMX's X Gon' Give It To Ya, which some people are like, oh, they're just going for a generic song. I was like, this is crazy appropriate for this character because of how zany and hype and loud he is. It was a great choice. So fans are really excited and happy that through HBO Max we're getting Snyder Cut. And I'm interested. I'm really interested. But I think in people's hypeness, they're like, oh, this is going to be his vision. It's going to be amazing. It's not going to be his full vision. And I say that just because his full vision was to do 2 movies. They're not reshooting anything. It's all special effects touch-ups and putting in deleted scenes and all that. It's like, it looks impressive. A lot of the new material looks interesting, but I don't know if they fully filmed everything. I don't believe anyway. I think he's even said in interviews they didn't get to film everything because he left. His daughter passed, and then Joss Whedon came in. So there's stuff that was intended to be in the movie that's not going to be there. And then also just not the cynic, but I guess for me as well, people are like, oh, it's Zach's full vision and it's going to be amazing. Well, homie, the last time we got Zach's full vision, although there was probably some studio interference, was Batman Superman. And that sucks. Like, I'm not trying to bag on Snyder. I'm really interested because even though his Justice League was not going to be the Justice League I know and love, I wouldn't point to it being like, that's comic book Justice League. I can still dig someone else's versions, and some of the stuff he was thinking of, I can definitely admit. Once I get past the, okay, this is his version, then I can get on board and be like, that kind of sounds interesting. There's some cool thoughts there. But I'm also not going to bite this hook, line, and sinker and be like, this is going to be absolutely amazing. Because there's still stuff from the not great, but better than it had any right to be, original release of the Justice League. So I'm very, very interested. But what got me on this rant, and seeing some people's reactions to this in particular, was the trailer they dropped featured the song Hallelujah. I'm alright with that song. It's not my favorite, but I find it gets so misused in a lot of stuff. And in this trailer, it's like, this is just so pretentious. Like, you can be excited for this cut, but it's like, hallelujah, it's the Snyder Cut. All is right. No! It's like, no, this is, it's so pretentious to me that it made me want to turn the trailer off. It just annoyed the dickens out of me. For those that enjoyed the trailer and the song is, hey, I'm happy for you. That's awesome. I was not one of them. If I revisit the trailer, I'm gonna mute it just because it made me not want to watch it. Just because it's like, how smug is this? Be celebratory, be whatever, but no, this isn't a hallelujah. Like, all right, I got to move on just because I'm just going to be stuck in my ranting cycle. Another big trailer that dropped from, two other big trailers that dropped from it. There was Matt Reeves' The Batman, which I'm not sure how connected it is to the rest of the DCEU. It might be a standalone. DC is in this weird space where they have a shared universe, but they also seem to have a multiverse. So, The Batman looks interesting. It looks mysterious and chaotic, but I think that's what it's going for. Some of the shots were majestic. There was some stuff with the fights where I'm like, oh my gosh, I've been waiting to see this kind of fighting in a Batman movie on the big screen. Arpats looks like he's doing a good job. Yeah, I don't have much else to say other than the trailer. I didn't know necessarily what to make of it, but I liked that. I liked that it's not spelling everything out for you at all. It showed plans, it showed certain scenes, it showed what this Batman is going to be like, and it was a success for me. I'm not that I was ever not on board with the movie, but I'm much more on board with it than I was before. But we'll still see what goes on with it. I'm excited, but it's with a lot of DC stuff, I'm just like, oh, am I excited or am I cautiously optimistic? And it's somewhere in there. The hype trailer we got for the Suicide Squad was crazy interesting. If James Gunn wasn't going back to do Guardians 3, if that wasn't already announced, I'm sure people would take some of the comments in there and be like, oh, shots fired. Because he's like, I can't remember what exactly he's, but one of them was, this is something akin to, this is the greatest movie making experience I've ever had. The cast looks really interesting. Not much yet is known about the movie, but Idris Elba's in it as, I believe, Deadshot. You're getting Margot Robbie back as Harley Quinn. John Cena is in it, and that looks like it'll be fun. I think they said he's a jerk, homicidal version of Captain America. I don't know who's playing him, but King Shark is in it. So to me, this is just going to be a crazy, but probably lighter, fun movie. Light as much as you can be, while it's a bunch of people killing a bunch of other people. I got no doubt it's going to be better than the last one. I'd like to think the studio has learned their lesson from the first one. and especially hopefully it's not going to be like a toddler with ADD with an iPod shuffle. Um, let's see, we also got a concept trailer kind of for Black Adam, which is going to star The Rock. That dropped recently. No actual footage, but looks interesting. I'm excited for that one. Shazam is what I'd say. I'd say Shazam is the best movie DC has put out in the DCEU. So if they can kind of get that, but also with The Rock as Black Adam, that's the side of DC things I'm most excited for. There were some other trailers for some games and stuff, but I haven't caught up on those yet, so I can't really comment on those. And I think that about does it. I'm gonna wrap this video. Oh my gosh! I'm gonna wrap this audio. Luna is tugging me. She's like, "Quiz, I've been standing on the top of a hill. It's time to go." So yeah. What did you think of the trailers that dropped? Are you excited for the upcoming DC stuff? Oh, actually, I will comment on this. I don't think this got announced at Fandome, but, and also if I'm mispronouncing it, I read it several times with an E, and I think it was supposed to take place in a building with a dome, so that's what I'm going with, and if I'm wrong, I apologize. Some announcements for the Flash movie, which is basically Flashpoint, that have come out is a while ago. I believe it's confirmed that Michael Keaton will be back as a Batman, but it's also recently dropped that Ben Affleck will return as Batman. I think the DCEU Batman. It's probably going to be his final outing, unless the Snyder Cut somehow is super duper 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 incredibly amazing and they just decide, hey, screw the first one, we're going with that, and then we're going to make Snyder's Justice League 2, but I doubt it. That's interesting. I'm not big on how they've handled the Flash, so we'll see. We'll see what happens. But color me interested. Anyways, what are your thoughts on all these news and rumors? Also, do you, like me, want them to keep Henry Cavill because he's awesome? Because don't drop Henry Cavill. He's awesome as Superman. Come on. Anyways, I'm gonna wrap it up because now I'm just rambling. All that being said, hope you all have had a wonderful week. Hope you had a wonderful day. By the time you hear this, it will be a week late because at the time of this recording, we have a holiday coming up. Not this coming Monday, but the following Monday, which is when I drop episodes. So I won't be dropping one on Labor Day. You'll be hearing this sometime soon thereafter. All that being said, I hope you have a wonderful day. Take care, and God bless, my friends. Peace.